we'll be getting to. They basically took one of the areas that is used in this game, and basically what they did was they made it into a multiplayer map, which was pretty good because it was pretty open. It had areas for you to hide and sort of you know, work your way through the you know, the area. Excuse me. And then it had some open areas where you could possibly get maybe like some power weapons or ride around in like a tank or something. I don't know. Anywho, get to the point of my story. What happened was the game had the ability to customize the map. So you could customize each wave, okay? So what you would do is, because one of the achievements was you had to accomplish some score, high score in this free-for-all, well, not a free-for-all, it was a multiplayer, you know, cooperative battle where they would send wave after wave after wave of enemies at you, okay? And you could choose to start out with, like, easy enemies, like, say, a grunt battalion. It's got low-level grunt enemies led by a slightly higher level grunt. And then there was also like the hardest of the hard, which is essentially you're fighting elite zealots, and it's an entire party made up of like 4 to 6 elite zealots all together. And the cheese of that was, what you would do is you would give yourself infinite ammo. You would pick up a rocket launcher, and you would grab the jetpack, and the jetpack you would also give infinite ammo or infinite fuel to. So you would just sit up above the sky as high as the jetpack could hold you, and you would just shoot randomly into the earth rocket. And like I said, because you have infinite ammo and you have infinite fuel, all you do is you just sit above where the enemy camp isn't even looking for you. It's not even able to target you that high up because you're outside of their range. And you just shoot, you're just floating up there, you're holding the rocket launcher button, and you're floating, and you're shooting infinite rockets down. And because, you know, you've created a situation where only the hardest enemies, well, I was lucky, should have sliced me in half there. Because only the you're only taking the strongest of elite zealots. You're getting the most points out of it. I'm not sure what you're doing there, buddy. You should have like easily charged at my ass like 4 or 5 times. I mean, I could have probably shot you dead in one of those, but at least it would have put the pressure on me while I'm reloading.
Get us out of here.
So that's how you shortcut this portion of the mission.
Spire 1 is green and you're free to engage.
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Copy that, Noble 1. Be advised, all ground units. Frigate 318 Heavy is inbound, and MAC rounds have been authorized.
MAC rounds? In atmosphere?
One way to get their attention. Hang on to your teeth, people.
Hang on to your teeth, people. This is probably gonna hurt your... No, it's probably gonna like practically blow out your eardrums. And probably also like cause massive like sound disruption. This is what I love about Halo Reach.
Grafton is dust. We need to get out of here now.
Is that every time you think you've won, you've gotten a foot up on the Covenant, they bring in a new, bigger, stronger, more ridiculous thing that you didn't think you could defeat. Like, so we just took out one of the you know, the covers. It looks like we're gonna press on to the other area and knock down their cover and eventually put MAC rounds through all of them. And now what happens? We got a fucking super carrier in space fucking taking out our
60% of the UNSC
our
fleet
ships.
is en route to reach from existing deployments. The first battle group should arrive within 48 hours.
48 hours? That's imminent?
Problem is they don't have 48 hours.
Uh-oh. Who's your money on this time?
Her.
You always pick her.
She's always had him dialed in.
That thing's crushing us and we're waiting for backup. They'll be backing up a graveyard.
All our nukes are
Yeah.
either out system or went down with the ships that carried them. You're preaching
She's
to the
such a
converted.
great character because she's the brains of this operation.
You can say no.
No.
You don't even want to hear it.
Fine, I'll hear it.
Remember that accident a couple years back? Colony ship en route to Cygnus, 700 dead.
Vaguely a slip space drive malfunction, right?
Actually, it worked fine. The drive was mounted improperly after a service haul-out. When it fired, it teleported half the ship to oblivion.
This is relevant. How?
A certain Covenant supercarrier could, with some assistance, suffer the same unfortunate accident.
Even for you, Cat, that's
Inspired?
not the word I would use.
What's going on?
Go ahead. Explain.
Inspired.
May I?
Don't cut yourself.
Objective: destroy Covenant carrier in geosynchronous orbit above us.
This sanctioned, sir.
What do you think?
Method: a slip space drive in lieu of the nukes we don't have. Delivery system: us. Solvable? Getting us up there. That and getting our hands on a slip space drive. Thank you for sharing.
So, all we need is orbit-capable transport and the single most expensive piece of equipment made by man.
As a soldier in the field, I couldn't possibly have access to those kinds of resources. That said, a good place to look might be, I don't know, the nearest non-existent launch site in the non-existent Saber program dismissed by 3 administrations as preposterous rumor, and in which our newest member was certainly never a pilot.
You're scary. You know that.
All we need is a green light from Holland.
Good luck with that.
You're the one asking him.
So she knows a bunch of information that she probably ought not to know, including but
There's no
not
way
limited
Mallory's
to everything that we need, which is all the ships carry a slip space drive, which allows them for interstellar transport. You've got but you need to get off planet. How are you going to do that? Except, of course, there's this program that has essentially orbital capability. This is also one of my most favorite parts of this whole fucking game. It's not very long.
Copy that, Commander.
So good.
Move up the beach.
We're gonna go
Noble.
up beach with pretty much everyone in my 4 members of my squad. You know, because you can't have all 6. That would just be too overpowered, I guess. But we're gonna go in with four members. We're going up the beach, which is a little bit of a reminiscent to a Halo 1 mission. And then we're gonna get possibly one of my favorite songs we heard earlier in this game. I absolutely adored this moment when we did this. And then you've got fucking elites and shit fucking coming in from the sky in these little drop carrier boxes. So if you go too fast, you'll actually run into some of these guys dropping in behind you. You've got guys, you've got all kinds of guys in front of you. You've got suicide bombers that need to be fucking taken care of because otherwise they'll sneak up behind you. You got elites in front of you. You got jackals, and then as we get closer to the base, you're gonna have sniper jackals up on the rock tops. You got to be aware of. So yes, I don't know why I love this fucking song so much. It is, if you listen to it like on an OST, like on YouTube or something, there's nothing to it. There's nothing to it. It's like dun 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 dun. You know, it's just it's nothing to it. It's so fucking amazing for this moment. It's just like this rock fucking awesomeness. It's just so great. I love it. I'm a big fan of immersion. I'm a big fan of setting the right tone. You know, see that? Yeah, drop ship to just drop the yellow elite. So fucking awesome. You're midway through battle and you got fucking elites dropping in the middle of your fucking battle. It's amazing. So and then because you're here with your four of your six four of your six members of the team, this is like you don't have to worry about all the elites targeting you down because you're all equally threatening as Spartans. So you're doing this as a team instead of doing this as look how big my penis is. And then like I said in some of the other maps. There's all kinds. I mean, I understand the beach is sort of limited as to where you can go. You got a cliff side to your right, or yeah, to your right. You got the beach to the left. If you go out of bounds on the beach, they will automatically kill you. But there's all kinds of different ways to do this particular encounter where you follow the beach line and you're flanking to the left side each time, or you could choose to go up the middle with your comrades. Or stick towards the wall. You go in between rocks that are just the perfect cover. And so like at no point do you ever feel like you have to rush through this or you don't have any sort of cover that just leaves you completely out in the open. So here I am flanking from the side. It's just absolutely great. And then Carter and Kat and all them up and George all move up. And it's so great. And I understand there's no, in regards to making this game difficult, there's not really well, you got to keep Kat and George and Carter all alive, otherwise you're gonna get a game over. Because they have a sense, not only is their AI smart, but they can't die. Even if you wanted them to, they really can't die.
Still can't believe Holland said yes to this.
I just everything about this portion of the game I just absolutely adored. You go up, you have not only this really great intro cutscene where it's like you just got your ass handed to you. We've come up with a great plan to help neutralize that super carrier that just fucked us in the ass. You go up the beach in this little battle. You've got one extra elite we got to get rid of, this guy right here. And then we're going to go in a completely different mode that is unrelated to any of the modes we've done so far. We've done a sniper mission. We've done at least 2 Warthog missions. We've done missions with the whole team, part of our team, and now we're gonna go into space. And we're gonna do a dogfight in space. Why? Because they wanted to add it into the game. I don't know. You tell me. And this was, when I played this originally, this was so much fun because it felt like the game could easily just go, okay, there are 5 NPCs on the board and 1 human player. Let's target down the human player and make this an absolute nightmare. But they balance in such a perfect way that they're targeting not only your NPCs that act as sort of like, hey, look over here instead of look at the main character. And they give you just enough power to make this just perfect. I played this later on legendary mode on the PC, and I found this portion to be, I wouldn't say progression stopping, but it was pretty damn close to it, because obviously on legendary mode the enemies do a lot more damage and you have, well, they do more damage and you have less armor. So even though they've made this sort of like a mini game where it's not that big of a deal to really worry about, I love this too. Stage 1 dropping off into the atmosphere as you up there float away. But you don't need first stage anymore. You're in second stage. You're in atmosphere. You don't need all that stuff holding you down. So what we're gonna do is we have to defend this base station, I guess. So you have a couple waves of incoming guys after you get familiar with the controls. And then after that, basically what they're doing right now is they're taking this slip space drive off this vehicle right here, this battle cruiser, whatever you call it. And once we clear this area, George is going to go get the slip space thing off the carrier. I think it's this carrier right here. And once he gets that off the carrier, or maybe it's that one there, probably that one there because he's in dock. Once he goes and gets that, we'll move our way to a battle cruiser, and then we'll go and basically try to send the battle cruiser with our bomb to the super carrier for ultimately to take out 2 ships with 1 stone. Now, as they mentioned earlier in the game, this is a very expensive gambit because we're stripping one of our main battleships, if you will, or cruisers, with a slip space drive, so it will no longer be able to operate as it does until it can get a replacement slip space drive. And then, in addition to all that fun jazz, it's a very expensive piece of equipment. But the offset to that is, if I said I've got the most expensive thing in the world right here in my hand, whether it be or in my house or in the county or country, I don't know, depending on how big it is. Let's say it's the size of a dice, okay? Most expensive, you know, say compressed uranium or something. Very expensive, very highly valued, okay? And I said, you can trade what I'm holding in my hand to take out not only a battleship, but a super carrier, and possibly liberate or put the enemy on its back heels. Would you trade it? And in this particular case, because the difference is between having the planet possibly be overrun, you know, outgunned, outmatched by a super carrier and its orbitable bombardment, and your ability to take out not only a cruiser level or carrier level ship, but also its super carrier mothership type thing, you know, you would trade that for anything, right? Because then without the super carrier, you're just left with whatever ships they have in orbit or down in on the planet, and you can basically hopefully put them on their back heels and take back the planet. Now, that's not guaranteed, obviously, because what you're doing is very high risk and requires you to not only make it to space, but deliver George and deliver the bomb to the carrier, land the carrier, and send it back for refueling to the super carrier, and have the bomb go off in time for all of this to work. It's a very large, in terms of large monetary gambit, and it's an even larger payoff if you succeed. So basically, you have the Banshees, which are not only useful on the Earth or on the planet side, apparently are also spaceborne craft. And then we have these other ones that have shields that require you to first take the shields out and then target them down with missiles, is what we're doing here. And then eventually, for some reason, I don't know why, but Phantoms, I guess, are also a spacefaring vessel. So we're going to be fighting some Phantoms here in a moment. I guess they're designed to be sort of like intermediary ships between fighters and your, you know.
Is there any place the Covenant isn't?
And station.
Anchor 9 to all UNSC ships. Station
Great
defenses
question.
are back online.
They're everywhere.
Lane, light 'em up.
So, if you know enough about the Halo lore, you know why all of this occurs. And that storyline gets a little deeper than I want to go to in any episode, this episode or any episode, because it involves the Arbiter. It involves what he is at that time, and then the rest of the Halo-based lore. That it makes it a little it's a little complicated to understand. It has a little bit to do with politics within the Covenant itself, as well as the Covenants. I don't remember the race, but it's those guys with the crooked necks that sit in the little floaty chairs. They never really trust the elites because the elites are very much a warrior culture, and they really only joined the Covenant as equals, I suppose. And every time a very strong, they're called Sanhedrin or Sanhelis. Every time a very strong Sanheli comes into power and becomes very successful as a warrior and a leader, typically what happens is the Covenant High Command or leader, the prophets, basically set him up for a failure mission, in which case they say the only way for you to redeem yourself is becoming the Arbiter, and of course the Arbiter is a suicide mission. So because it's a suicide mission, they basically use that as first and foremostly guilt, to basically say, well, we're going to humiliate you first, and then we're going to eliminate you second, because we can't have you rising back up to the level you were at. And that's how they keep the Sanheli under their thumb, if you will. Alright, let's not die again. So, because this is a dogfighting mission, this can be either the easiest or hardest portion of this game, depending on how many enemies are targeting you down at any given time. So, as you probably have noticed, not only does my shields go back to normal, but my hull integrity also repairs itself, which is kind of nifty. So I have essentially two shields, and as the one, if I don't take any damage, my shields will eventually come back. But if I take even just a little bit of damage, my shields will go down, continue to go down, and then my hull integrity will start eating through my hull integrity. But if I manage to not get shot again, not only my shields go back to normal, but my hull integrity go back to 100%. So again, this is where it gets difficult, because if they're just shooting me randomly, one bullet here, one bullet there, and they're not ever letting my hull integrity or my shields come back, this can be a very difficult, if not impossible, task to do, particularly when there's multiple guys on the field. And I tried to play this, and they may have rebounced back in the opposite direction, but they had balanced this in such a way in legendary mode that this was pretty impossible to do, because so many enemies are targeting you down or knocking out other things, and your helpers, whether it be this space station or your other fighter pilot, don't engage. So we're dropping George off here because he's going to pick up the bomb. And this is an interesting scene that it feels a little understated.
Level 5, Please repeat.
Pull up surface grid 19 by 22.
Gladly. Only sword base, Sector 18G.
Thermal enhance.
Noble 5, your pulse is elevated. There is nothing you can do for Dr. Halsey and the others inside sword base. The mathematics are determinate. Noble 5?
So they're bombarding sword base now.
Bravo.
He's concerned about his mother, Dr. Halsey.
Double 6, this is Holland.
Go ahead, Colonel.
We've flagged a
Oh,
Corvette-class
yeah, I mean,
vessel
there's-
on a predicted docking track with our target. Get
There's
our
a lot-
makeshift
there's a
bomb
lot
on
to
that
this-
Corvette, and we have our delivery system.
To this game,
Noble
there's a
5
lot to
will
this
escort the bomb.
moment
I need your Saber team to
where
clear the way
even when you
reporting.
feel like you're
Understood,
you're
Colonel.
starting to
And she's
move
already
towards
donated her slip space
an
drive
equalizer,
card.
or you're
Savannah
gonna
will be
push.
joining you to provide local fire support. UNSC Savannah. Our wings may be clipped, but we've got your back. I've
Yeah,
stuck
Savannah's
my neck out for Noble on this
cannot
one, Lieutenant.
flip space
We'll get
anymore.
it done, Colonel. 6 out.
So should
Target Corvette sighted within visual range of nav beacon RA-15.
so our target is to
We
basically
have visual. Target confirmed.
so the plan here is because it would be too difficult to try to take on a super carrier, infiltrate the super carrier, and it'd just be too heavily defended, both in space as well as
Agreed. Saber teams, clear a path to that Corvette.
yeah. So they're jamming the Corvette's comms, so it cannot radio off to the super carrier to come back and assist it. So we're going to stall out its engines, and then once we've stalled out its engines, we're going to board the craft and plant the bomb. So there are Seraph and Banshees around as well, so not that you really need to worry about them, but they can become a bit of a nuisance, particularly if they start hunting down your ship. So you'll see me pick them off randomly here and there, just so I have an unobstructed attack run on the yeah, I targeted the wrong engine that time again. Also, don't do what I just did there, and don't run into either the ship and or the engines. They result in death. Typically. Banshees. You actually have to put it into the engine's exhaust in order for it to count. It's a little annoying because at some point this game decided that it did not want to hear that noise. That's it switching between two different targets, even though after you blow up the first engine, it should no longer be a selectable choice. Fine. Won't take me very long to get the other two. I know this is a video game, and I don't necessarily need realism in my video game, having played Turn and Burn, which could possibly be one of the least realistic fighters I've ever seen. What kind of fucking game, or what kind of fucking military does Air Force or Navy exist where your plane goes out on a mission, defeats some enemies, lands back on the carrier, and doesn't get refilled? Like, are you in such dire straits that you're essentially flying, every mission you're flying is a suicide mission because you're waiting for you to run out of jet fuel?
Warning. Energy flares detected in the Corvette's aft launch bays.
Heads up, Sabers. Multiple impulse drive signatures detected. More bogies incoming.
Echo 2 to Savannah Actual. Where are the reinforcements coming from? I thought the target was jammed.
Must be squadrons coming back from patrol, Echo 2.
Don't let any of them get away, Sabers. Kill them before they bug out and warn that supercarrier what we're up to.
That's fine. There's what, 2, 4, 5 of them? 4 of them left now. 3 of them left, 2 of them left. This is one of the things that I really like about this game is that you're not wholly reliant on taking out 6 of these guys all at once, all by yourself. You're actually letting your team do some of the work,
Analyze all available data on that
taking out some of the enemy fighters. So, yeah, there's 6, then there's 5, then there's 2. Why? Because you can't be expected to take the whole world on all by yourself.
Topside landing pad.
Yeah, Will. Board the Corvette. Alright, we're gonna cut the episode here. Come back, we're gonna board the carrier and send it off to its doom.